Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm getting some messages that people are still trying to get on, so that's fine. They can jump on. We're recording anyway, so I appreciate you guys hopping on. Tonight's going to be a little bit different than what we normally do. I have a couple of different things that I want to touch on tonight that are not your normal newbie training. So if you're brand new, come on next Thursday because we're going to have the typical normal training for new people. But if you have questions or anything about getting started, we have a getting started video that someone can send you that I've done. It's a recording. It's going to give you all the steps and all the tools that I usually go over on Thursday nights. But tonight is going to be just a little bit different. I'm going to get real and I'm going to just talk to you guys from my heart and share with you some things that have been going on with me, my business, corporate, the rewards plan, and several different things. So bear with me because I'll probably be hopping in different topics here and there. So I'm going to try to do it the best that I can to get the most content out so you guys can hear all the awesome stuff that's going on. First and foremost, I just want to tell you that I value your time and I really appreciate the people that get on my Zooms. Like that just speaks volumes to me when you take time out of your personal lives, your family time, your downtime, that you jump on a Zoom at 9 o'clock at night to be with me and to feed your business. So personally, that means so much to me. So thank you for those of you who invest in your team and invest in you. I really appreciate that. So thanks for jumping on. If you have people that couldn't get on, you can send them the recording. It usually takes me a day to get YouTube to download it. For some reason, it takes me, I don't know why it won't go super fast. So I usually upload it the next day. Is that better? Can you guys hear me okay? So, okay. Okay. First and foremost, I want to say that personally this past week or so has been extremely trying for me personally. Okay, I'm just going to be really honest. I have a lot of stuff going on in my home life. A lot of you know I have 5 kids and I have a grandson, an 18-month-old grandson who I keep full time, pretty much. His mom, my oldest daughter, works 2 jobs. She's a single mom, so he's with me quite a bit. So you can imagine trying to run a extremely fast-paced, busy business and manage 5 daughters and a grandson. It's a lot. It gives them craziness. I always kind of joke and say my life is beautiful chaos because there's never a normal day in our house. So it just becomes crazy sometimes. So juggling life in the Smith house and this business sometimes gets the best of me and I completely fail. So I have been disconnected quite a bit this week, and I just want to say it's just life that sometimes that's my reality. And so there's messages that I have not been able to get to. There are Zooms that I have been on late. There's Zooms that I have missed completely. There's 3-way chats that I have not been able to get on. So I apologize for that. I just want you guys to know that I'm doing the absolute best that I can, juggling life and business. And sometimes I feel miserably, so that's just the truth. I wish I could tell you that I'm never going to disappoint you and I'm never going to let people down or never going to miss things, but the reality is I totally am. So I just want to be honest with you. Just so you know, though, I really do try my best to juggle both. But it is what it is. I never try to commit to too much because I know right now that I have a lot of stuff going on in my personal life with some of my kids and my grandson. And so when I have an 18-month-old toddler, it's just impossible for me to do some of the things that I need to do for my business. So I was talking to Amanda this week and just like, gosh, I really need to get on track. I've got to get an assistant. I need to, the things that I need to do, I've kind of been talking about them for the last several weeks, but I haven't done them. So I'm really trying. So I really appreciate you guys hanging in there with me and being patient, because I really need that and I just appreciate it so much. I have gotten are you guys hearing background noise? Because I don't. Okay, let me see if I can, bear with me. It's going to be loud for 1 second.
Just unmuted all of us.
Is that quieter? Okay. This week I have gotten, and maybe it's just the emotional state that I've been into, but I've gotten several messages this week that hit me like a ton of bricks. And it's sometimes I think that we, in this business, sometimes we can be reactive because something doesn't go our way. So if our paycheck is not in our bank when we think that it should be, we react. And so the first person you react to typically could be your upline, it could be your sponsor, or it could be me, because I'm just the champ 8 of this team. So I've gotten several messages this week that were just flat out rude. I'm just going to be honest. They were just, quite frankly, completely inappropriate and very just rude, and that's the best way I can go about saying it. I don't sign your paychecks. I have zero ability to get you anything at the moment. Like, it just doesn't happen with this company. I'm going to be very honest. This is a brand new company. It's a startup company. I am a champ 8. I do have a great relationship with Michael Rutherford and Natalie Kilborn, but that doesn't mean I am Michael Rutherford or Natalie Kilborn. So I have a relationship with them and I can go to them as my uplines, but I have zero power to do anything like get you your paycheck, tell you why your money isn't in your wallet. And guess what? My money's not in my wallet if your money's not in your wallet. I promise you. Like, I am the exact same as you. I don't have my MVP reset. So I understand that it can be frustrating when we know we get paid on the 15th. And let's say you wanted at 5 o'clock and it's not there at 5 o'clock. I'm going to tell you something. We are not guaranteed a paycheck at any specific time on the 15th. They don't say, hey, we're going to pay you at 5 o'clock on the 15th. They say you're going to get paid on the 15th. It might be midnight. It might be 11:59. I don't know. I have zero control over when they send you your paycheck. So I don't know if maybe the impression is that I do have control of that, or somehow, I have the ability to control that, but I want y'all to know that I don't. And so I understand that, especially if you are coming from a familiar background where I come from, it's an emotional response because you're like, oh gosh, is this going to be, something that happens every week, or, is this, am I worried about getting paid? And so I know it's like a knee-jerk reaction for some of you, because to be honest, all of us champions are the same way. We're all like, hey, did you get paid? We're like, no, did you? No, I don't know what's going on. We don't know either. So we're just kind of communicating and trying to find out. But I would just appreciate, like, if things happen, if we don't get paid right away on the 15th, I promise you, with all of my heart, you are going to be paid. There's never going to be a 15th or a Friday that y'all don't get your money from Prove It. I promise you. And so just be patient as we go and grow in this community, because we're literally like an infant as far as business. We've been in the marketplace for 18, 19 months. And so there are going to be hiccups. It's not just going to be shipping. It's not just going to be support. It's going to be, sometimes the money is going to be in pending and it's not going to be in your wallet at the same time. But you're going to get paid, I promise you. You never have to worry about that. And why I tell you this stuff is because this is what makes or breaks your business. Because it's all about one thing. It's about belief. So if you are selling this opportunity, if you're selling the company, if you're selling yourself to people to join your team, and you don't have an unshakable, rock solid belief in your team or your company, then people will see right through that. And so I really want you guys, all of us on a whole, to work on our belief. And as we grow, that belief will naturally occur. You're going to see that even when your pending paycheck is not in your wallet, it will be there before midnight. So then it's going to say, okay, it's like you're going to step back and you're going to breathe that sigh of relief, saying, okay, it wasn't in at 5 o'clock, but it was in before midnight. I don't have to worry. Even if it's 2 weeks in a row, right? Even if it's a little hiccup, it's okay. And that belief is going to naturally build because you're going to see it. But I'm telling you, from being in this type of business for 5 years, belief is everything, and it will make or break you in this business. So you've got to, if you're committed to this process, if you're committed to your team, if you're committed to Prove It, then we need to work on that response. So when things come up, I want you to ask yourself, okay, Do I really think I'm not going to be paid? Should I freak out right now? Or should I say, okay, it's 5 o'clock, it's 7 o'clock, I don't see it in my wallet, but you know what? I'm going to give it an hour and then I'm going to message Amanda and say, hey, is yours checking your wallet? And if she says, no, it's not, you're going to say, okay, no biggie. Let me know when yours is in there so I can check and see if mine is in there. Don't send Amanda or me, please, a message that like is very rude and like demanding and like you're mad at us because your paycheck isn't in your wallet, because I promise you we don't have any control over that. And it kind of like it puts a lot of pressure on us, and it's defeating when you have an inbox full of messages from people freaking out over something as simple as maybe your paycheck's not in there the second you think it should be. Okay, so that's just like I said, it goes along with the belief and building that confidence in the company that you're with. Because I know that if you've joined Prove It and you're sharing this opportunity and you're working in this business every day, that you have some sort of belief, right? That's why you're doing it. That's why you're sharing it with other people. So let's build on that belief together as we move forward through these hiccups. And let's be a support system to each other and, just encouraging to each other instead of tearing it down and freaking out, okay? Because I know that I can do that too. I have had knee-jerk reactions. Believe me, I'm not perfect. I've done the exact same thing. So I'm not judging. I'm saying let's work together to not do that, because it is, as a leader, it's difficult if you're already having a busy day or a trying day, and then you have 15 messages that are like attacking you because someone's paycheck is in their wallet. So let's work on that as a whole, as a team, okay? And I'm not specific. If you sent me a message, don't worry, I'm not talking about you. I'm just saying overall, like I talked to everybody who sent me messages, everybody's fine. And the people who needed to say something to me and say, hey, I'm sorry I said that, or I did not mean it like that, totally did. And I completely honor that and value that, because I've been there. I've been the one that had to say, hey, I'm so sorry. That did not come across the way I meant it. Forgive me or whatever. So it happened. But I want us to move forward and just build belief literally every single day. Part of belief, and this is something else I want to move into, is commitment. So a lot of times I spend during the day answering people's messages when they should already know what they're asking, or they should know where to find the answer. And it's a consistent issue. So as a leader, with thousands now, not hundreds. How crazy is that we have thousands of people on this team? So mind-blowing, so awesome. If I have, even 1% of people asking me the same thing repeatedly, that literally takes me hours of the day to answer those things when you should already know it. And it's the easy thing to do to message someone and say, hey, what's this? Or hey, what about this in the compensation plan? Or what about this flavor or this recipe, or any kind of question? That's the easy thing to do, right? The harder thing, but it's the better thing, is to go find the answer yourself. To say, okay, I remember on that training, she said FAQ had a lot of information. So before I send that message, I'm going to jump on the FAQ and see if I can find the answer myself. Or better yet, I love it when we have a huddle call at 12 o'clock and they go over something very specific, and then that same day I have 50 messages asking me about what was on the huddle call when we just went over it on the huddle call. Do you know what that tells me? You're not on the huddle call. Y'all aren't plugging into the huddle call, or you're not listening to the recording, because it's so simple. Like today, this is just a prime example. We talked about the compensation plan, the rewards plan today. Michael went over it in detail, like how to go pro, how to go MVP, like how to make money. And I literally get messages on the compensation plan every single day. And I can't sit with you and go over the compensation plan, because it would take me literally, I would spend all day talking to you guys about the compensation plan. I want to give you an awesome tool, and maybe you just don't know you have it. You have downloads in your personal cloud. They're on the home page of your cloud, and in that download is the rewards plan. And it verbatim, word for word, will tell you exactly how you get paid. Like every single detail, like 27 pages worth. I understand that it's going to take you time and you probably don't want to siphon through that. But if you do, if you spend a Saturday afternoon going through that game plan or that rewards plan, I promise you your questions will be answered. I had Nick Martinez on a Zoom, and he went over the compensation plan. That link is in the Biohackers page. It's also on my YouTube channel. I wasn't on that Zoom. I was actually flying in the air, but Amanda and Chad guessed that. They hosted that call for me, and I'm pretty sure, because I've watched it numerous times, it was very informative. He answered a lot of questions on that call. So if you have questions on the compensation plan, get on that Zoom and watch and listen to Nick. Get in your rewards plan, your game plan, and spend that time looking at it and reading it so you know the answer. This is your business. Like, if you decided that you were going to open a gym or a hardware store or a boutique or any brick and mortar business, that would be your business, right? It would be your responsibility to hire people, to stock it, to have insurance, to make sure everything in that brick and mortar business, that you knew what was going on so you could be successful, right? It is the exact same way for this business. And I think a lot of times we want the easy way, right? We want someone else to do the work for us or to make it easier for us. And that's okay in a sense. But if you want to treat this like a business, like your business that you're investing in so your future can be bright, so your family can have freedom, so you can make serious money like a business owner, then you have to treat it like a business. You can't treat this like a hobby. You can't just sometimes show up. You can't sometimes invest. You can't kind of know what you're doing. You have to understand and fully grasp what's going on in your business. And the sole responsibility of that is on you. We are independent provers. So that means we are our own boss. We have an amazing support system that is here to help and assist, but we can't be the know-all, tell-all, and do-all for each of you. You have to be proactive in your business and take that initiative and figure out what you need to be doing every day, how you work the business, how to be successful in the product, and how you're being paid. There's really so many tools that Pruvit gives us, in that we, in all my champs on this call, give their teams. They all do Zooms. I know David and Candy are doing training. I know Amanda and Chad are doing trainings. I know Stacy is doing trainings. Several other of my gals are doing their own trainings. I do a training every single Thursday night. Michael Rutherford does a training, pretty much, I would call it a training or an investment in your business, Monday through Friday for at least 30 to 45 minutes every single Monday through Friday. Corporate gives you an hour on Mondays and an hour on Tuesday nights, and then again on Saturday morning. So like, there's literally so much information at your fingertips that all you have to do is access it. But you have to be committed to do it. Because if you want to grow your belief, and if you want to grow your business into business money and into business success and into business freedom, then you have to be committed to it. You have to dive all in and utilize all the tools that are laid out in front of you. I don't mind doing a compensation Zoom. I don't mind talking about the compensation plan with you, but I can't do it every single day to 50 people. I just can't. It wouldn't suit my business, right? I couldn't be doing that. But on Thursday nights, if you all say, hey, we really want 15 minutes of the compensation plan so people can understand what they're doing, I'm all about it. Let's do it. But this is what I want to tell you about the compensation plan. Go pro, go MVP, and then help your people go pro and go MVP. Get 5 to 10 new customers every single month. That's it. That is my advice to you. If you want to be where I am, if you want to be a champ 8, making a ridiculous amount of money every month, like a teacher's salary a month, get 5 to 10 new customers every single month, go pro, go MVP, and get all of your people to go pro and MVP. That's literally the basis of our business. The details, like how many levels you get paid on or what percent. I can't tell you that right now. I could not, without looking, tell you that. I couldn't. But it doesn't stop me from working my business. It just doesn't, because I know the activity is what brings me the paycheck. So I really focus on the activity. Maybe you're a green personality and you are a numbers person, and I'm just not. So that's fine. If you are, then let's get with your sponsor and say, hey, I'm a numbers person. I need it on paper. I need to sit down with you for the next 30 minutes and go over the compensation plan. And then they can do that with you. But that's really, truly, I know you probably don't believe me, but literally the compensation plan, when someone asks me, I say, get 5 to 10 customers every single month, go pro, go on compete, and get all your people to go pro and go on compete. It's that simple, right? So you cannot overthink the compensation plan. And I understand that some people are numbers people and they have to know because they want to see the security there. Let's say they're leaving a business or they're leaving a regular job, a corporate job. And so they need to see the validity of the business. I get that. I understand that. So let's do that and sit down and focus and get you guys started. But don't not work your business. Don't stumble through week after week because you don't understand the compensation plan. Because I can promise you, you're going to miss out on so much growth in that week or so that you're fumbling around saying, how do I make money? Like, okay, but what about this, or what about, do I get paid for this level? Don't worry about that. Just do the activity, and I promise you it will start to make sense. So the commitment, what I mean by commitment to the business is that if there is a call, get on it, period. Be on the call. It is not that hard. If you clock into a job, when Chad went to work, I can promise you, Chad went to work. If he went to work at 8 o'clock in the morning, he clocked in at 8 o'clock in the morning, and he was busy doing activity until 5 o'clock when he clocked out. He wasn't doing whatever he wanted. He wasn't at the beach. He wasn't at the, at the Starbucks taking a keto cream. He was busy during doing activity. He was working consistently over those 8 hours, right? Y'all have to have that same mindset with this. I'm telling you, you don't have to work 8 hours. That's the beautiful thing about our business. You don't have to work 8 hours. But when you say, hey, this is my business time, and I really encourage you guys to set those business hours. I know Chrissy works a full-time job. So Monday through Friday, she's out of pocket. That's her career. That's her go-to. She works. But I know when Chrissy gets home, that's her time to work. Her weekends, that's her prove it time. So I can guarantee you when Chrissy sets those hours, she's not doing anything else during those hours. She's working her prove it business because that's the hours that she set to work her prove it business. So if she comes home at 9 to 10 o'clock at night is her prove it time, I guarantee you she's not doing anything else but prove it. So she's either listening to a recorded call, she's sending the campfire video, she's doing all of her activity in that allotted time. And that's why she will be hit champion this month, because she's dedicated to the business. She treats it like a business. You don't have to do 8 hours, but you have to clock in and clock out in the sense of you're busy with those activities during that time. And so if you're not, then I would ask yourself, are you truly committed to this? Is this something you're dabbling in? Is this something you're kind of doing every once in a while? Is this something you do when you're not watching TV or chasing the kids around or, have anything better to do? Or are you fully invested? Are you fully committed? Are you building the belief every day because this is what you want? And you just have to, whatever your answer is your answer. It's okay. It's what you are. We're all going to have different answers, and that's 100% okay. But for the people that are really wanting to go and run fast and do this and be successful and get to champion, this is just a stone cold truth. This is why, you look around and you see the people who are going champion and doing the things that they're doing is because they're vested. They're invested in it. They're getting into the activity. They're committed to the process. They're getting on the calls. They're inviting people to the calls. They get on the Zooms. They're not missing the huddle call and then an hour later messaging their sponsor saying, hey, what's this or that, when we just went over this stuff on the huddle call. So you've got to really check yourself. And this is just one of those calls that's like to speak to you to say, hey, if you want this, then grab hold of it and do it. And if you don't, that's fine. Then don't do it. I'm not going to drag anybody into this that doesn't want to do it. I've learned that lesson. I spent a long time, years trying to do that, and it doesn't work. So I don't have any desire to do that. But what I will do is I will run with you. I will pace you as fast as you can go if that's what you want. You have my full commitment if that's what you want to do. If you want to do it part-time, then great. I'll see you when you want to do it part-time. But if you're vested in this and you're ready to get to champion and you're ready to have the success, you're ready to get out of debt, you're ready to pay your student loans off, you're ready to stop, being where there's too much month and not enough money, you want to be home with your kids, you want to bring your husband home, then let's do the dang thing. Let's just get it done. Let's stop, playing around and figuring out whatever, all these little things are, and let's just commit and get it done. Because I know that it's not easy, because if it were easy, everyone would be doing it, right? It's not easy. It's just totally flipping worth it. 100% worth it. But I just want you to have a gut check. I want you to say, hey, am I committed to this? Like, do I have the belief in this? Am I putting into it what I want out of it? Because if you're not going to get what you want out of it. You're just not going to. So I really just want you guys to work on belief, be committed, get into the activity, and understand how important the activities are. Value the activity, because it's those activities that will help you build the belief, get into the commitment, and understand the compensation plan. So all those things you're questioning, if you could just dive in with both feet, literally, and just get into it, all of those things will make sense. And I hope you hear me. I'm really not trying to be bitchy. And if it comes across that way, I really am apologizing. I just know that I literally get on the 15th, this fantasy. So I joined September 15th. So October, November, December, January, February, and now March. On the 15th, it has brought me to my knees. Just literally humbled and so thankful. And I ask myself every Friday, but especially on the 15th, how did I get so freaking lucky? How did I get so lucky? And I just thank God every 15th to say thank you for bringing this opportunity into my life, because it's literally, I wish you really knew. I wish you could really see, but it has literally transformed our lives in such a short amount of time. So it fuels my passion for people that are in my shoes where I was a few months ago. And I know some of you guys are, because you share that with me. And so it's I want to take you and just shake you and say, if you want this, let's do it. Let's go. Let's run. Let's get it done. Because if you do, you're going to be so happy that you did. And I think sometimes, I was talking to Mitch earlier, I absolutely love Mitch Newman. If you're not friends with him, if you don't socialize with him, you need to. We were talking, and he's like, it's not about being lucky. It's just about saying yes. It's just about saying yes to everything that is to come. It's just so exciting, and it's so humbling, and so you just have this huge heart of gratitude. You want everybody else to see that opportunity too, because you want everybody to have that same opportunity. Yes, Mitch Newman is just awesome. He's good for the soul. I don't know what else to say about that, but I know a lot of you, and moving into my next topic, a lot of you have committed to more in Keto Academy, and you already have your tickets and we're ready to go. I know some of you, and it literally crushes me and makes me so sad every time someone posts in the Biohackers page that they're selling their Keto Academy and more ticket. It literally, I literally get sad. And I totally get it, because one of my dear friends cannot come, and she's absolutely devastated. She's brokenhearted, and I feel for her. And so I get it. There are things in this life that are just not fair, and they come up, and it just makes it where you just can't do it. I've been there. I know. I completely understand. But there's some times where you're like a David and Candy, and you take your rent money, and you say, God, has put this on my heart, and I'm trusting him, and I'm doing it. Period. I'm doing it because it's worth the risk, right? You say, I'm just going to move forward with this. Like I have a feeling like I'm being led. I have just, this whole presence that I need to be somewhere, or I need to do this. And you do it. And when you do, you become a David and Candy. you get radically blessed, and you have a huge life-changing event happen, and you go from literally here, if you can see me, you go from here to here in a matter of a few months because you trusted your gut and you took a chance, and it paid off. I can tell you right now that Michael Rutherford joined at an event. Natalie Kilborn joined at an event. Casey Self joined at an event. I joined from an event. So events are critical in this business. Like literally change the pace of the future of what you're doing. And so if you have not committed to Keto Academy or more, I want you to do one thing. If you're a praying person, I want you to just get down, flat down, get on your knees and pray to God and say, hey, if this is what I need to do, please find a way. Make a way for me to go to Keto Academy or more. Because I fully believe that if you need to be there, then God will make a way for you to be there financially. If you are not a praying person, and you're in the power of positivity or whatever you feel, then put that out there to the world. If you're supposed to be there, make it a way for you to be there. Because I really feel that this specific more, Keto Academy is always going to be great. It's awesome. It's about the product. It's going to build your belief in the product. But this particular more event, I can't explain it. It's going to be hard for me to put it in words, but I have a gut feeling about this more. It's going to be so powerful, and it is going to literally blow some people away. It's going to, I really feel that people, not only your business, but just personally, there's going to be a lot of breakthroughs and a lot of revelations coming out of more. I really, really do. I just think I know some things that are being presented. I know the material. I know some of the things that are being brought out, and it makes me excited now. Like I can hardly wait. Like it's really, really amazing. And I remember being in a room at More, and I didn't even know anything about ketones then. I didn't even know anything about the company or anything. And I remember the feeling, the physical feeling that I got being in the room at More. And so I know that this More is going to be absolutely mind-blowingly incredible. And I don't want you to miss it. Like selfishly, I want my team there because it's so good that I want all of you to experience it because it's so changing. It's so super, super amazing. And so I really want you to pray about it, put it out in the world, in the pot, in whatever you feel, whatever your thing is, and really, really see if you have the opportunity or if you can get yourself and make a way to get to More. If you can only do one, go to More. Skip Keto Academy and go to More. We'll tell you all about Keto Academy. There'll be videos and YouTubes and all that stuff, and we'll send you everything that you need to know about the product. But More, I really, really want you guys to consider it if you haven't already. And I know it's only a couple more weeks, but I really feel like just our team needs to be there. I want as many people from our team to be represented at More. It's important to me, and I honestly, it's because I care about you and your business. I really want you to feel the experience, be it More event. And because I know that being at More solidified me leaving a 4-year career with another company, 100% stability that I had when we were not stable at all. Everything was falling apart in our lives, literally at the seams, y'all. It was horrible. It was the worst time ever to think about leaving a company and starting over. It was not in the cards for me. And going to More, I said yes. I said I'm doing it against all odds, against everything earthly. I said yes, and I did it. I made that switch, and it's literally been the best decision that I have ever made. And so that's how important I think more is. When we went to Epic, a lot of y'all did not get to go, and you know, hopefully you'll go to the next Epic, but a lot of you guys were there. And it was one of the first events. It was, there was some hiccups. There was things that, you know, they want to do differently next time. I mean, you guys know that. You know, anytime you have a huge event, if it's new, there's things that you learn, right? You live and learn from past events. There was something that me and the champions, my personal champions, witnessed, discussed, you know, talked about, prayed about, just kind of let it sink in. And we just came together and made an agreement that we want to be the best example that we can be for Prove It as a whole, as a team. So like our team is Team Rhino. We named our team. So our entire team, whether you're my level 1 or level 100, we are Team Rhino. We are, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? A representation of the company. And so when we're anywhere, but especially at an event, and we're representing Prove It, and we're representing this team, we're going to ask you guys a couple things. And we do that because of what we've built so far. Like, we care about what we're building here. We value what we're building here, our culture, our reputations. Just, we care about the people in our community, and we care about our company. And so it's really, really important to us that we're all on the same page. I know that everybody's different in their personal lives. We all come from different backgrounds, different religions, different races, different cultures, different everything. And I absolutely love that. That makes us diverse and special, and I love it. And so hear my heart in this. I drink wine. I go out to the bar. I'll drink beer. I have no problem with alcohol. I'm not one of those people that are like against alcohol. I have no problem with people drinking. I don't judge anybody for anything that they do. Prove It does not do alcohol at their events because they had a situation last year that was just completely out of line. And so Brian said he just wouldn't do it anymore. And it's just good for companies to be like that. It's just smart, right? He doesn't mind people drinking. He drinks. I've had drinks with him before. You know, he doesn't mind, but as a community, he has an expectation of behavior. And at Epic, I'll be honest, there were some things that I was absolutely mortified over. As an adult, as someone who drinks and has a good time, you're an adult too. I mean, you have a responsibility to act like one, and you're also a professional, and you're at a professional event. This isn't girls' night out. This isn't a weekend away. This is a company event. And I understand that sometimes we get away from our kids, you know, we're away from our spouse, and maybe we feel like, you know, this is our time to kind of get down and get loose. And it's not, I'm just going to be really honest, it's not one of those times. After the events, you know, after the corporate stuff is over and like y'all are on your own time, you're still a representation of Prove It. And so even if you're out of the event, if you're at a hotel and you're there, that weekend that you're there, you are a representation of Prove It. So I'm going to ask you, along with my champions, we're going to ask you that you just hold yourself in the highest regard. And that if you're going to have cocktails or drinks, great. We probably will have one with you. But appropriate behavior is a must. And at an event is not the time to drink excessively. It's not the time to drink where you're inebriated and acting a fool, to be honest. It's not a time to be in a hotel lobby making a scene. And there was some situations at Epic where there were provers that were asked to leave the hotel. And that was a complete embarrassment for everyone. And that's not something that we want to leave as a lasting impression of our company because it's brand new. So on a whole, we're awesome. Like the whole event was amazing. But one little thing like that, one person can ruin it for everyone. And if you were at Epic, you'll remember Brian standing on stage and he got real serious real quick. And they had an after hours meeting after Epic, and it was a bunch of champions, and they were up for hours, and they were hungry because we went 12 something hours without eating, and so they ordered pizzas, 10, I think it was, maybe 20, and they never came. And so they were working, and they said, gosh, the pizzas never came. So they called, and they were closed. Well, come to find out, somebody downstairs took the pizzas and signed Brian's name. And, you know, so Nancy had to call, and anyhow, the person ended up getting fired because they thought that it was Brian because he was a prover. And so they took pizzas that Brian had paid for, signed for them, and Nancy was like, I mean, devastated over it. Like, Nancy just has a huge heart. She's heart of gold. And she was like, no, but you can't fire him. Like, it's not his fault, you know. And they were like, sorry, it's policy. You know, he didn't deliver to where, you know, whoever ordered. And so the guy got fired. And like, Nancy and Brian were absolutely devastated. They were mortified. I mean, absolutely mortified. And that just is something that I was like praying to everything holy, that was not someone on my team that would have done that. And I don't think it was, but I'm just saying, like, we just have to make sure that as we come to Orlando, because Orlando it's spring break. Orlando can be crazy. That hotel, the Renaissance, is huge. It's got tons of bars, tons of restaurants, beautiful. But there's going to be a lot of things going on. And so I just, you know, we as a whole want to just say, let's go, let's have fun, let's just do, you know, all the fun things that we can, but let's hold ourselves in like just professional, high regard, and make sure that our teams are doing the same. And let's just have a team understanding that when we're at events, we are going to act like adults, and we're not going to, you know, drink to excess, and we're not going to do anything that could embarrass our team, ourselves, or the company. And I know most of you are in total agreement to that and would never do it. And I know sometimes things happen, and we're all human, but I would just love that if we can make just an overall commitment to each other and the team to make sure that we aren't ever one of those people that ever would cause Brian or Nancy or Prove It or the house to have any type of those issues. So that's important to me. It's important to my champions, and it's definitely important to Brian and Nancy. You know, it's their company. I mean, they've spent years and years and dedicated time, and they put a lot of effort into these events. And so to have something like that happen is just not okay. And it's never something that you guys want to talk about. Like, it's never something that I want to have a discussion with you. I don't want to have to tell you, you're not my kids, I'm not your mom, and I never want to come off that way. And that's not what I'm doing. Please understand that. I just want us to have a culture in this team that's not us. Like, that wouldn't be anybody from our team. We're too busy drinking keto and having amazing conversation and huddling up and having fun, that we don't have to do any of that nonsense, because we just don't need to, especially at corporate events. You know, what you guys do in your own time, or if we all, you know, do an event or something of our own and we're hooting and hollering and having a good time, that's one thing. But at a professional event, especially at Keto Academy and more, where there's tons of guests, professional guests that are there, that are watching us, and we're representing Prove It as a company that we just take the highest road and highest standard of behavior. We just treat that with the utmost respect. And like I said, it's something that we really didn't want to have to go over, but we need to. Corporate definitely is. They addressed it with the champions, and all the champions will address it with their teams. So it's just one of those conversations you kind of just have to have and then move forward. So hopefully you guys can understand our hearts in it, and understand where we're coming from, as Brian and Nancy do also, because like they said, and Brian said 100 times, he's not judging. He drinks. He even said that on stage. He'll do the same thing, It's just he knows the limit and what's appropriate and what's not. So lots been talked about tonight, a lot of heavy stuff, a lot of emotional stuff. I hope you hear my heart in it. If you guys have been dabbling in the business as a hobby and you're ready to kick it up and you're ready to say, you know what, I've been kind of playing around with this. I haven't really, done what I need to do. I haven't committed to the huddle calls. I haven't committed to getting on the Zooms. I haven't been on the corporate calls. There's a really simple fix. Start doing it. Like right now, like tonight, start doing it. Commit tomorrow. It's Friday. Commit to get on the huddle call at noon. Commit to get with your upline and say, hey, I've got some potentials. Can we do a potential Zoom on Saturday? Whatever needs to be done, we're all here to help. Let's make sure, again, and we talked about this, and you guys are doing a great job. It's hugely better that the communication through the chain of command is a lot better. I think I've noticed it. Hopefully you guys have too. People going to their sponsor, making sure if there's something that they need or help, they're going to their immediate sponsor and then up the chain, and then it gets up to me when you guys need to. But that's a huge relief for me, just so I know my champions are being communicated with, and you guys are all being communicated with. So that's been awesome. So keep doing that. It helps with training too. It helps people feel like leaders. It helps validate people as your uplines. And so make sure you guys continue to do that because you've been doing a really good job. But you guys, honestly, this has been a crazy month. Like we've already had a promo. It was like the 15th. I know they did the green keto with the max packs. I don't know if some of y'all may have done that. I know a lot of you just bought max packs, so maybe you didn't. Don't feel bad if you did not get green keto. It's okay. Okay, it's totally fine. Get some food coloring and throw it in the orange. Get yourself a green shaker bottle and rock it out tomorrow. Do not feel like you need to go buy a max pack to get a shaker bottle and some green keto. If you did, awesome. Super, super awesome, and I'm proud of you. I just want you guys to know, tomorrow's St. Patty's Day. We're really excited. I don't know if maybe there's going to be something going on. I don't really know. Hopefully there will be. If there is, keep your eyes on the Pulse app. And that's it, really. So you guys, if you have questions, I didn't even check the chat. I never do. I'm sorry. If I missed it, maybe shoot me a message. Other than that, you guys really are doing a fabulous job. I absolutely adore you. I hope that you don't think this was like mean. It's just one of these things that like we talked about and we just kind of said, you know what? I think there's somebody or some people that need to hear it. And let me tell you something. Somebody had this conversation with me this week to say, hey, what's going on with you? You've been a little, little crazy this week. What are you doing? And I'm like, I know, like everyone lets life get in front of them sometimes, and that's life. Like that's normal. And what a great thing that we have network marketing, that we can say, holy cow, I had a horrible day. I totally dropped the ball, but tomorrow I'm picking it back up, and it's awesome. Like that's the beautiful thing about this business, is that we can drop the ball and then pick it right back up and get back on track. We can have those days that we're like, holy cow, I just missed a Zoom. I'm a complete loser. And then we can say, okay, tomorrow I'm getting on the huddle call. I'm inviting 10 people to the Tuesday night call. I'm back on track. If you stay focused, and the best, most important thing is stay connected, you get calls like the one I got this week to say, hey, are you okay? Like, what's going on with you? And that's kind of my call to you. If there's something going on, if you've had a rough week or had a rough start, or there's just life getting in your way, there's you getting in your way, because sometimes we're our biggest hurdle. Like getting out of our own way sometimes is the hardest thing. And so if you're standing in your own way by just not building your belief, not being committed, and not getting into activity, stop it. Let's work on that, because I don't want you to be your own enemy. I want you guys to be successful. I want you guys to be champions, and I want you to have the success that is in your hearts to have. And so if you're not there yet, let's change that. Let's do it. Let's get you guys where you're feeling prepared and feeling equipped to, get those goals and set those goals. All right. So you guys have a great evening, and I will talk to you soon. Good night.
Thanks, Ellie. Good night.